Hello, hello everybody. Uh, how are we all? Who's in? Who's in? Am I live? Yes, I think I'm live. How is everybody? Say hello in chat. There's Scott. Hello, buddy. How are you? Welcome. John's there. Hello, mate. How are you? Sorry, I've sort of confused things from the normal. I've started the stream an hour earlier than I normally do, and I'm sitting here watching and waiting and thinking, where is everybody? Nobody's going to show up. I'm going to end up talking to myself. And then all of a sudden, I realized it's actually Friday here, and it's also Friday the 13th. And I thought, oh, just my luck. But it turns out that there's a lot of other good channels putting out good videos at the moment that I'm sure people are probably watching or just watching at the end of moment. But yeah, welcome. I'm just having my coffee that I need here in the morning as it's 5 a.m. And I noticed in chat there we had Mr. Simon from Hibbo's Model Bench. I'll just bring him up on, there he is. And he's in Western Australia where it's 3 hours behind us, so that was 2 a.m. So I don't know, he must have been out partying or something because, yeah, it's normally I know people are keen, but they're not keen to get on my stream that quick at that time of the morning anyway. So where is everybody? Hello, Michael. Hello, welcome. Hibbo is not with us. He popped in, said hello, and now he's gone to bed because it's 2 a.m. He's excused. Yeah, so quick weather update. It's black outside. The sun's not up yet. I think it's going to be a nice day. Hey, Skullfish. Welcome, buddy. Good morning to you. It's going to be a nice weather. Probably be beach weather, but unfortunately, I can't go to the beach because, as many of you won't know, I had a little bit of a drama early in the week. So, about just before Christmas, I had this little red spot appear on the side of my knee, like a little, I don't know, like a little blister, and it started to swell up. So, as it got bigger and bigger, it got to the point where it was about an inch sticking out the side of my knee. Not pleasant. It didn't hurt or anything, but it didn't look too nice. And so, being this will sound crazy, but being the modeler that I am with sharp scalpels and being an ex-butcher, hey Nigel, welcome mate. I seen you just threw your Airfix video up there. I'll be watching that ASAP. Jeff's there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jeff. How are you? So back to the story, why I won't be going to the beach today. So yeah, this lump appeared on my leg. So I got my scalpel on Sunday afternoon and thought, well, if I just cut it and then I can squeeze it out and it'll be all right, it'll go away. Oh, big mistake. I got in there, I got a fresh number 11 blade, clean one, cut straight into it, no pain. Man, the blood that came out just spurted out, ran down my leg over the floor. I had to grab paper towels and tried to stop the bleeding to the point where I thought, if this doesn't stop bleeding, I have to call an ambulance. Yes, Michael, I did. So, so what happened was it stopped bleeding. It was okay. And then I thought, well, I better go to the doctor. And the reason I didn't go to the doctor over Christmas and New Year with it was because my regular doctor shut for 3 weeks. My other doctor I go to don't bulk bill in here anymore. In Australia, most doctors used to bulk bill. You don't pay. Now they do, and they wanted $75, and they won't take cash. I thought, stuff that. My other doctor I went to, a medical centre, they charge on public holidays. So that sort of deterred me from going to the doctor. Anyway, I had no choice after this, so I went to the medical centre. So when I got there, I walked in and sort of explained to the doctor what I did, and he just shook his head and he said, "Oh, no, don't do that, don't do that." So anyway, they laid me down on the table. They cut it off properly, stitched me up. I got about 4 stitches in there, and you won't be able to see, but there's a patch on there. I went and had the dressing changed yesterday. The reason I had to go back after 3 days to get the dressings changed was just because they were worried that it might have been infected after my effort of trying to cut it off. Anyway, he didn't call it, what did you say? I saw that in chat. You mentioned assist. Yeah. He called it a tumour, which, boof, went off in my head like, whoa, what do you mean? And apparently I didn't know, but something like that, they call it a tumour, but it could be, it's most likely, well, they're sending it off for a test anyway to get tested. So that should be fine. But in 10 days, which is now 7 days, I have to go back and get the stitches out, which is why I can't go to the beach, because I can't get it wet. So all good, all good. I'm going to catch up down chat. So that's my story of the craziness of, yeah, I know, you don't have to tell me, or do you try and do that yourself for? And the doctor, he actually said, whatever you do, don't take the stitches out yourself, come back and we'll take them out, which I will. Trust me, I'll go back and get the stitches out. But, you know, being an ex-butcher, you know, I had no problem doing this, you know, and I had good sharp knives. Anyway, it's all good. Moving on. Hello, everybody. I'm catching up on the chat here. I got a few things to show off today, which is really good that I didn't have last week. There we go. Thanks. Yes, Nigel saying hello. Jeff saying hello. Everybody's saying hello. Good. Yes, Lance, my own. Yes, I did. Michael's there saying hello. John Alex, hello, mate. Welcome. Good to see you too. Fantastic. I was really worried. I was just saying before a lot of you came on that I was sitting here 1 minute to go and there was nobody in chat waiting. There was like one person. I think that was just counting me waiting. I thought, God, should I have started this an hour earlier than normal? The reason why I started an hour earlier was because the other day on Ice Queen 7s, I was listening while I'm driving. The guys there, Chris, Nigel and Paul, were talking about doing their own stream. And they put a vote in chat for whether it be on Thursday or Saturday. And the overwhelming response was Thursday. I thought, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. Which is now, this time, this day. It's not this time, because normally their live streams would be in about another hour and a half. So I thought, that's fine. I'll just schedule my stream for 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, and I'll be finished here, and we can all whip over and go to the guys' stream. I let Sue know that, but she come back and said the guys decided to do it on Saturday. I don't know what time yet, but yeah, so they'll be doing a live stream on Saturday. I'm not sure on whose channel they'll use, whether it be Ice Queen 7s or Paul's or whatever, but yeah, maybe. So yeah, no problem. So I got up an hour earlier. It's okay though. Who else have we got? Anyone else? Moving on. Everyone's saying hello and how is Nigel? Nigel's always good. Nigel and Jess. How are you? Good. We've got Neil. Hello. G'day. How are you? Okay. Yes, everything is okay now. Actually, my leg is fine. I don't feel anything. It was just a surprise. The thing came up so quickly, but from what I've found out, that when your body has an infection and it does its best to reject it, and in this case it was pushing it out of my body to get rid of it. I won't show you the very graphic photos. I got the nurse to take photos while they were working because I'm just crazy. And so yeah, it just came up. So when the body's doing that, then that's a good sign that it's gone. It's the ones that stay inside your body that are a bit higher risk, and it'll be benign. That's right. Yeah, I went and saw a real doctor. Yes, he was a very good doctor. Yeah. So so yeah, I heard a lot of people going to doctors lately and having all medical issues and problems and that, and then suddenly, oh, my turn. I'm one of those people that I'm pretty lucky. So yeah, and my notifications just came up. Yeah, see, I try to actually schedule this in StreamYard. Yard, is that what I'm using now? Yes, yes. On Wednesdays, my time. So 2 days before I do the live stream. I don't think when I schedule it goes. I think it should be notifications going out. I'm not sure, but you definitely get them half hour before, which is why everybody comes in about this time, which we've got 13 in now and 14 thumbs up. Fantastic. I don't know how that's happened, but that's great. So all doing, and I hope Jeff, you're all good too. I see you had to get some medical tests as well, I think. James, who's not in at the moment, I don't think yet, or not in yet. He had his health issues over Christmas, but he seems to be fine now, which is good. Moving down. Nigel, can I ask where you got the info on rails folding down on Yamato's turntables? Folding down. That's just the way it is in the instructions. They just lay flat. Because if you look at the turntables, they're not lined up with any of the rails. They're just stern to bow direction on all of them, all four, I think it is, across. If you had one that was turned and lined up with the other rails, then you could bend that one and stand it up and have it look like it's set for that direction. But otherwise, when I see them all flat like that, and they are flat on the image on the instructions, it's because they're not in use. I don't know whether they manually fold up or whether it's an automatic thing as the turntable turns that they fold up. But, yeah, that's what I figured there. What else we got? Moving down quickly here. Harry, hello. G'day, Harry. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm saying hello. Moving down chat quickly. Richard Thomas is there. Hello. Good to see you. Good to have you on. As I mentioned, Hibbo made a quick appearance earlier. It was 2 a.m. for him. All he said was, I got to go to sleep. So he's came and went. So he's gone to sleep. Who else we got going on down? Saying hello to Harry. There's Bildrat. How are you, buddy? Morning to you. Guess you'll be off to work today. Hope you have a good day. Hope the weather's nice up there in the countryside. I'll be actually riding my bike past your place in 2 weeks. I'm heading to Queensland for a week. I'm taking a break and hopping on the motorbike and riding up to Brisbane. And if you weren't so far north, maybe I could have stopped over, but I don't want to go more than like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, which will get me up to about as far as Taree, because I'm leaving in the afternoon after work, and I'm taking a tent, my sleeping bag, and I'm just going to find a dirt road and pull off in the bush somewhere and camp up for the night, and then head off the next morning. Yeah, I can't find a motel up there for less than 120, 130 bucks a night. And it's just not worth it when you get there at 8 o'clock at night and you leave at 6 in the morning. No, I'll just take a tent. But yeah, I'll be going up to Brisbane to see my family that I haven't really seen in 2 years since COVID started. So looking forward to that. And my live stream up there the day after Australia Day will be a live stream from Queensland. Richard. I said, hello, yes, I think so. He's saying hello to everybody. Moving down. It's garage, yeah, cool. What else have I got to see here? Moving down chat. You're all too quick for me. I need the Sue to come on live and read chat for me. Cheers, mate. Bilge. Moving down. What else have I got? Everyone saying hello. I might skip a few, but I'm getting down there. Yeah, he's getting ready for work. Good on you, mate. Yeah. Now, YouTube's all over the place at the moment, Pete. Never got a notification for Sue. Yeah, you've got problems with your chat too. Your comments not coming up. I don't have that, but I don't screen my comments like you do. You have every comment. It doesn't go up unless you've seen it. I'm not at the point where I get anything I need to do that yet. And I pretty much check my notifications of comments that come up, and I check them straight away. But I don't have issues at the moment, although as the numbers are growing, like it was just literally a few weeks ago I hit 3,000. Now we're heading on to 4,000 subs. Unbelievable. Past 3.5. So yeah, everything gets a little bit more busier. So, you know. Oh, right. Oh, the Pontos has replacement turntables. Yeah, but no rails. Yeah, that kit, you know, besides the cost of it, I don't think there was a lot of reasons why I didn't invest in that kit. And I was also under the impression earlier on that there was a Pontos, that was the basic kit. There was an advanced Pontos kit coming out, which I thought would be something, all that kit plus extra. Things like boat PE that it doesn't have, and heaps of other stuff that's not there, you know. I thought that may be worth getting, but apparently there is no kit. All it is a advance is just going to be extra bits to add to the one that you've got, so which is basically what they forgot to add for the price, I believe, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I'm going down, almost catching up with chat. Then I want to show you guys something. I know that we're getting down to here. Yeah, that's true. All right, so I just want to give a shout out to Moss, who's also just thrown up a video on Airfix's 2023 catalogue. I want to thank him. He a couple of weeks ago he was talking about the Green Stuff paintbrush cleaner. You might have seen him show it on his video. It was fantastic, and I looked at it and I just commented saying that's fantastic. That's a really great idea. Something I was surprised that nobody ever thought of it earlier. So Moss said, well, look, I'll send me your address and I'll send you one. And then he messaged me yesterday and said that you should have received it. The Royal Mail tracking showed that it'd been delivered. And then I got a message from my post office saying it's been delivered. And it was delivered. And there it is. So thank you, Moss, for sending me this. This is my brush cleaning contraption. You fill this, I haven't finished putting it together, but you fill this with water. You can go over to his channel and watch him. He does a good little review of it. And that will go in there somehow. Yeah. So you fill that up with water, and then you've got these little things with a spring that, this is like a reservoir here where your water goes into. Sorry. And then you've got a little spring here that sits in here. And while this is on top, what happens is that there's a little canal where the water goes down and it pools in here. And then there'll be a button you install here, and there's a little cap that sits over that. And what you do is there's a little grill bit in there. So you wipe your brush in there where the water is. You press the button. So I'm trying to do this in reverse. You press the button, the water drains down inside, and as that drains down, it comes up out of the bottle reservoir, runs across and refills, and you've got fresh water to clean your brush again. Now, obviously, it only works with acrylic paints that are water-based. I wouldn't be putting thinners or anything in that. Probably not, anyway. But yeah, and these are brought out by Green Stuff. And yeah, thank you very much, Moss, for that. There's a little instruction thing you get with it. We're going to finish putting that together. Very handy, because all I use at the moment is just a little glass with water, and I swirl the brush around in. But these are really good. To check out his video on his channel, Moss6510, and have a look at that. Also his Airfix catalogue that went up, and Nigel's too. And he also sent me a sticker and a cloth thingo. So excellent. I'm happy with that. Very good. Very good. What else? I've got some other stuff to show. Nigel says it has stainless steel PE rails. Yeah, which are much nicer than the kit ones, but no rails for the turntables. Yeah. Now, I've had a bad experience with stainless steel. Okay, a lot of my Queen Mary up there had some stainless steel PE, and they are really, really hard to bend. I mean, that stuff is just so strong. It's almost like trying to bend it with a nice clean fold without getting kinks in it is almost impossible. So hopefully in the Pontos kit, for people who, I know they have stainless steel, but a lot of the stainless steel is for flat PE that doesn't need bending. So I'm guessing those rails are already in the shape and don't need to be bent, because it would be almost impossible to bend those unless they were brass. I'm sure of it. But yeah, no rails for turntables. Well, you just have to use the kit supplied ones, and that seems to be the case for a lot of the products. In that is, if they haven't got it, you've got to use the kit supplied. Yet, if they replace all the other rails, then why not those as well? Just little things that they seem to have missed. Anyway, what's going on? We're going down. Very cool, Pete. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. They're really good. I don't remember how much they cost. They're not much, and I'll let you know in one of my videos when I use it if it works well or not. But they do work well. Sue. Hey, welcome, Sue. How are you? Good. Sue saying hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. We'll say hello to Sue. And there he is. There's my mate, Moss. I hope you saw that, didn't you? Hey? Yes, very happy with these. And just so again, in case you missed, thank you. It was funny because the tracking showed, as you pointed out to me, that it was delivered, but there was no one there. But the thing is that it was delivered to my post office, and it said at like 11 p.m. at night. And well, my post office isn't open at that time. It was strange. And I didn't get a notification, but I was going that way anyway when I had to go to the doctor to get my stitches looked at. And I called into the post office, and sure enough, I said, I think I've got a package. Can you check for me? And then, of course, there it was. So, yes. The link between Royal Mail and then onto Australia Post when it comes onto our thing is non-existent. It's not like it's collected by Australia Post and then brought to the address and then it's recorded, because I get notifications from Australia Post when something's coming and delivered, but they don't. They must use just straight through couriers from the airport or wherever it is onto the address it's going to, and I get no notifications. But it's in one piece, it's all good. Cheers, mate. There's the Queen, says John Alec. Yes, the Queen is here. Nice Queen. Everyone saying hello to Moss. I hope your catalogue video went well. Both you and Nigel doing the catalogue. I thought, was that organised or what? Nigel beat you though. He put his out just a little bit earlier by about half hour or an hour, I think. So that must have just been a coincidence. Hey, Paul. G'day. This plastic monkey. Very good. I don't know if you've decided what time and on Saturday you're going to do your show. You can let us know in chat maybe. It is remove. Sure, Mike. Okay. Good one, Bilge. Erwin, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome. I'm trying to catch up the chat again if I can. Everyone's just saying hello to Moss as he's come in, and Moss saying hello to everybody. I'm just going to skip through a bit. Paul's saying hi. I can skip through the highs and hellos because I've got something else to show. I got something that's going to blow your minds. Something that I had a bit of a, how can I put it, Yamato disaster, okay? Yeah, we'll get to that. Stick around. It's not, yeah. I'm going to put a bit of video up of something that happened yesterday. Not good. Okay, we're going down. Glad you got, yeah, thanks, buddy, yes. Moving on. What's this one? The rails are laminated and not folded. Okay, well, that's good. If you need to fold stainless P, you can anneal it to make it life easier. Yeah. Tammy kits, yeah. It put me off. If I see a kit with stainless steel now, I'll avoid it. And annealing it, I can't remember if that helped or not. Yeah, I don't remember. But why even use the stuff? You know, I mean, for flat things like you're putting down areas on decks and walls that don't need, that's fine. It's great. But brass is fine too. Yeah. Where is your thumbs? Stick your thumbs up, guys. Good one. All right, I'm going to have to show you something else soon. It's 11 p.m. UK time. All right, I gotcha. All right. Moss, how are you? It is from there. All good. I'm going to skip down a bit because you guys are just all good. There's Nigel saying hello to Monkey and Sue. Yes, good. Saturday, Pete. Good. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. My little wombat builds, really? Alex, my little wombat. Yeah, I see a lot of wombats, but they're all dead. A lot of roadkill wombats. Rarely do I see a living wombat. There seem to be a lot of roadkill on the roads this week for some reason. Don't know why. Yeah. Queenie. Oh, okay. Now, have I painted the Yamato pink? Let's just say, shall we have a look at what I've done? Okay, guys, here we go. I'm going to put a bit of a video up. Only goes for a few seconds of what happened. I'm going to put a bit of a background. So my Yamato is over by the window, my airbrush all set up, and I'm ready. And sorry about the birds are waking up outside. I'm sorry if Jess is barking. You hear that? The sun is just a bit of light coming in the sky out there now, and the birds are waking up. Anyway, let me move on. Yeah, so I'm doing the primer. I've got the Outlaw Paints primer. There she is, Outlaw Paints primer. And I'm doing the hull and the decks. Okay, fantastic. So I was also wanting to record it. Jess is liking the birds. Good. I wanted to record where I could, so I've set my camera up on a little table beside on a tripod to videotape what I'm recording, what I'm painting, and then I'll edit through it. Anyway, all right, let's have a look at the video. Okay, let me just bring this up. Okay, here it is. Watch this.
Okay, watch carefully. Oh. Yep, I made a boo-boo.
All right, so the camera fell over. I bumped the table. It fell down while I was spraying. Number one, um, amateur mistake. Put the lid on the cup of your airbrush because the paint spilled out of the airbrush onto the deck. Not much, a little bit, okay? A couple of spots. One on the photo etch, those wide strips. There was a drop on there. Another bit under one of the rails, um, and a fairly decent size on the deck, on the stern there. And also, I've gone to protect, I went in front of the camera as it came down on the tripod over towards the top of the ship. I moved to protect it from hitting it, and in doing that, I bent the railing on the side, which I've managed to straighten up, and it's not noticeable. I fixed that. So, yeah, pretty freaky. That will be in part 8 of the Yamato. I'm not cutting that out. That's going in. Hey, it happened. It's going to be shown. Um, so, hello, Skullfish, if I didn't say hello. David's there. Hello, David. Catch up. If anyone I missed, sorry. Go for it, paintings in. How are you, buddy? So, yeah, there you go. That's what happened. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Now I've got the cap. I'm going to put that cap on every time I spray now, because if that was on, at least the paint wouldn't have come out, and that would have been all right. Is the camera okay? Yes, I'm glad to report that the camera is fine. Thank God for that. That's all I was worried about, is the camera. Now, there were a few fingerprints on the lens from when I grabbed it, um, and I did manage to polish them off with Windex. So just for a future note, Windex is great for cleaning glass. Okay, Yamato is no. The camera is fine. All right, there. Look, I'm clear. I'm everything's good. It's working. That's the important thing. Yamato. Well, I ended up. I kept spraying afterwards. I've covered the paint. It's only undercoat, so that's okay. So everywhere is fine except one spot on that rear stern deck where the metal plate, checker plate is. There's a spot about, not very big, but it's there. So worst case scenario is I can put one of the aircraft on there or something over the top. But once it gets covered with the base color, I don't think it'll be noticeable at all. So it could have been a lot worse. So yeah, did you want to see that video again? No, you have to wait until part 7 or 8 comes out and see that. Yeah. The other problem too is that because this ship is so big, I have to find space, and I'm moving everything into my lounge room here. I'm got my airbrush set up. I've got my coffee table there where I've got sitting in its little holder, and everything's alien to what I'm used to. So it's just, yeah. So I'm actually hoping today to do the hull red. That's going to be a big job. There's a lot of hull red needs to go on there, and I'm I'm confident it'll be fine. I'm not even going to mask the line where the red goes to the grey. I'm just going to look at a rough idea of where the red has to go beyond and go all the way around the ship, because then after the whole red's dried, this is my way of doing this, is when that's dry, then I'll mask over the whole red to where the grey begins. I'll go mask all the way around, and then I'll use some plastic cling wrap. I saw somebody doing that on theirs to save on masking tape. Plastic cling wrap to cover the whole bottom of the hull from overspray, and then come along with the IJN grey. That's not it, that's the primer. I'll show you some paints here shortly. The IJN grey to do everything else, and then when that tape comes off, we'll have our nice straight edge. Because normally I couldn't do that, because most of my ships, the deck is usually a different grey or different colour to the sides of the ship, whereas this, it's all the same grey. I've been able to put the railings on, do it all in one. I'll be able to do it all in one shot. And there's a bit more masking when you've got to get, when there's going to be separate colours, and there's no waterline mark on the Yamato, which is good too. Normally a lot of ships have the black waterline mark like the Arizona does, which requires more masking, so it'll be a little bit easier. Now what else we got? I'm just whipping down here. Yeah, oops, is right. Yeah, I didn't even swear, you notice? I think I almost swore, but I didn't, so I can still use that on YouTube. Oh, wow, David, I think I said hello to David. If not, hello. And everyone else, good. Bill Drott saying use acetone. Yeah, I used a bit of thinner on there. I don't know if that made it better or worse. I was worried that I didn't want to, well, you know my experience. Yeah, acetone. Thanks, Bilge. Yeah. You really, yeah. No, I did not use acetone, all right? Imagine that. I'd have a hole in the deck where a bomb might have gone through and have to do some real, battle damage. Oh, my God. Anyway, what are you up to? David's up to, I'm in the process of making the base and canopy to keep the build clean, and then just add sub-assemblies when completed. Yeah. Very good. Very good. That's nice. Said yeah, how do you pronounce? You can spell it. I don't know how to. Lino. Here we say lino, I'm sure, which is the same as what I have on my kitchen floor. It's I don't know what the material is. Decking was removed, you say. Decking was removed. Oh, well. Well, mine isn't. Nasty stuff, that. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, so what happened also, last Friday's live stream, I couldn't show you the Outlaw paints, which actually came in that day when I went down to, what did I do? I had to go out and do something. Anyway, yeah, I got notification that the Outlaw paints had arrived from Jason up there in Queensland. And here we go. Lynn Ho Liam. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it's my accent. Okay, thanks for the help, Nige. Maybe on your next video you could pronounce it for me, in an Aussie accent though, because I noticed he's not in chat at the moment, but Jason, Model Kid Stuff, he has an interesting English accent where he pronounces the INGs at the end of his words. So if I say, for example, the king, all right, now I'm pretty much pronouncing it K-I-N, king, the king, yeah, but he pronounces it the king. He'll say that G more pronounced, and it's quite funny listening to him talk. And I had a go at him once. I mentioned to him, sometimes I can't understand what you're saying. And he come back and says, I speak the King's English, or the Queen's English at the time. I speak the Queen's English, which I think that is a thing. It's probably King's English now. I don't know. But yeah, it's some of the accents around the UK is quite funny. Believe it or not, here in Australia we have different accents as well, depending on where you're from. You'll notice that Jason up there in Queensland, he has a bit of a slower accent. I'll be careful what I say because he's not on, so it's all right. But Queenslanders talk a little bit slower, and they stretch out their words a little bit and just talk a bit slow like this. I noticed it a bit in Bilge too, but he's still in New South Wales, but he's a bit closer to the border. Melbourne, they speak a bit more of an English accent because there's a lot of English tend to move to Melbourne. The only reason I really know this is because when I spent a lot of time overseas and I come back here, I would hear the Aussie accents, even in my own parents and family, noticeably more. And you should have, and by the way, the Kiwis in New Zealand have a completely different accent to Australians. Okay, an Australian and a Kiwi would never get mixed up. You hear a New Zealander speak, they're from New Zealand straight up. But a lot of foreigners from the US and UK and everywhere else, some can't pick the difference between New Zealand and Australian accents. You should hear the Yorkshire accent, Pete. Yeah, well, actually, my ancestry goes back to Yorkshire. But yeah, I think there's some really. I mean, I've been over to the UK, and I like listening to people's accents, and such a wide variety. Yeah. Even Sue. Look at Sue's accent. Sue. Yeah, just that's unique. I don't know what you would call that part of, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. And Jeff Donahue, of course, you speak American. Yeah, but you speak, depending on where you are in America, there's different accents too, isn't there? Hey, bro. That's right. Hey, bro. Yeah. See, hey, bro. See, that's New Zealand. Or it could be the Pacific Islanders there too also speak that way. But anyway, back on subject. Let me see. How are we doing? What, 20 thumbs up, 25 watching? A couple of people sneaking in there. A couple of lurkers that haven't given a thumbs up. Come on. I know I have. I gave myself a thumbs up before any of you. Because I knew it was going to be a good show before I started. Moss says, my accent has been voted sexiest in the UK. Okay. I don't know who voted that. Was that voted by the UK citizens, or did you you do have a different accent too, yeah. You have your accent sort of how can I? It's good. It expresses confidence, I think. Anyway, I'm just bragging to get another freebie off you. Oh gosh, Devonian, Pete. You're from okay, Devonian. That sounds like what are they? Oh yeah, those creatures on Star Trek. Yeah, I don't watch that stuff. I'm bad. Okay. Hi there. Hey Bob, how are you? Now where's my glue gone? I don't know, Bob. Where is your glue gone? How are you? Oh look, Pit Stain. Mr. Pit Stain Hobbies is in. Oops, I'm late. No, you're not late, mate. I'm early. I put the stream up early, so don't worry. I normally wouldn't start for another 15 minutes, but that's okay. But looking forward to your next live streams on Hobby Modelers Live. I think we have one coming up soon. Not sure. And your build's looking fantastic, as always. Everyone's saying hello to Bob. Hey, Bob. Aussie Scale Modeler's Secret is there. How are you, buddy? Welcome. Good morning. Devonian, speak proper grammar like what I does. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right. I don't know, but Klingon, that's it. Someone's got there. David says it. Klingon, that's it. Yeah, speak Klingon, which is a whole language, isn't it? We won't go there. That's funny. Country bumpkin. Really? Country bumpkin. Oh, that's funny. Hello, Mr. I got to pronounce that one. Cyril G53 from Greece. Hello, welcome, buddy. Glad you're having a comment in chat. Welcome to the channel. Yes, it is Klingon. That's right. Thanks, mate. Proper job, Moss. See? Yeah. It's blowing a hoolie here now. A hoolie. Damn, it's blowing a hoolie here now. I've never heard of a hoolie, which is a gale, is what we'd say. We'd say it's blowing a gale. It's fascinating going into the language, isn't it? And what people say. Sometimes I have a bit of a laugh at what I hear. I slipped into this dialect. Okay. Now, I've got to show, before anybody slips away, the paints came. I told you, I was telling you, yeah. So, here we go. We've got our Outlaw paints, grey primer and black primer. Okay, I've used some black on some stuff, but I'm mostly using the grey primer on the Yamato, but I will be using the black primer on all the superstructure, all the guns, turrets, anything like that will be with black, because I just want to get that detail. All right. Now, I do also have our hull red, which in the manual is called Coca Brown. Okay. Now, this has been mixed to get the proper hull red. It's going to look great. Obviously, that little bottle's not going to do it. You definitely need more than, I guess that's a 30ml bottle, because this, you don't thin this. This is straight from the bottle. So it's no like, 30% paint, 70 thinner. This is going to get sprayed out. This will be lucky to do, I don't know, the bow. So I got that. So he's given me extra. There's our hull color. Plenty. I got plenty. And same with our IJN grey, with our little label on there. It looks really nice. Specially made up, as accurate as you could possibly get. Now this one I've already shaken up, and you can see that grey in there. I don't know how the colour is, but it looks really, really good. All right. These are available, not yet. These are available for anybody else from the 1st of February, worldwide. Obviously, the cost is an issue if you're not in Australia, but this is the most accurate Imperial Japanese grey you'll get for the Yamato, and that'll be available. And of course, we've got the bigger bottle, because obviously that's not going to do it. Now I want to show you this. Look at the pigment. Look how much of that bottle is pigments compared to thinner. What other brand are you going to get that quality? All right, that's all the pigments in there. Watch this. A good shake. There she is. Okay. That is going to go beautifully down on that plastic, well, on top of that primer. It's going to look fantastic. And that's the difference in color too, if you can see. So there's our primer, and there's the darker Japanese navy, IJN grey. So, yeah, excellent for the paint. Also, Oscam from Outlaw Paints, and that's outlawpaints.com.au that you get your paint from. I also have he also sent me these camouflage Oscam box set. Okay, so in here there's 3. There's actually a 4th one in here. So we've got some nice paints in here. So we've got our brown, tan colors here. We've got camouflage brown. It's really nice. We've got camouflage green, and we've got a camouflage black. All right, and those are all for the ASLab group build that I'm doing with the guys. Paul's there. Good morning. Looks like he slept in. We call it wind. Yeah, yeah, Bob. That's it. Keep it simple. Hey, keep it simple. With thunder. Oh, okay. A bit windy. All right. Bob. Common, eh? He's a common person. Bit nice, common. Okay, very good. What else we got? Here's bitumen. It's like when American hears bitumen. Bitumen. That's the stuff you put on roads. Yeah? I think I got that right. It's all good. Everyone's saying good morning to Paul. Hey, Paul. Yes. There they are. Got to go. About to finish work. Okay. Thanks, mate. Good one. Have a good day, the rest of it. Well, I hope you had a good day finishing work. Sorry, slept in. Yes, Paul slept in. That's okay. You didn't miss much. Well, actually, you missed a heap. You'll just have to watch it again. So, yes, the ASLab is coming on okay. In fact, my part 2 video of this build will come out in about 4 or 5 hours. I'm not sure which time I set it for. So part 2 will come out. There's a bit of photo etch on there. Yeah, there's a lot more to go on here yet. The tools are all painted up. I can't show you them, they're too small, but you'll see them in the video that goes up today. And of course we've got, just be careful here, that's all primed up. That's all the undercarriage of the hull. I think I might have shown you that last week because nothing's changed on that. That won't be painted until it gets attached. That's sort of what I'm planning to paint it all like that. And of course, I think I showed you guys the wheels. So yeah, it's come along. So yeah, paints for that. Fantastic. Oh, right. How are we going down? Let me check. We got 30 watching, 29 thumbs up. That's good. And now we have evening from the Netherlands. Yes, Owen's back. How are you, buddy? Welcome. Level rises. The accent gets thicker as the blood alcohol level rises. Oh, tell me about it. That is so true. Oh, I was in Scotland. So I drove from Wales up into Scotland, up as far as Port Augusta on Loch Ness, looking for the monster. Didn't see it. But I stayed in bed and breakfast places and a couple of pubs that had rooms. And then they had this thing called a lock-in. I don't know if it still exists, probably not, but at about midnight or something like that, they have a lock-in where they shut the doors. No one else allowed in, but you can go out, but you can't come. If you're in there, you can stay in there. But anyway, Scottish accent, when those guys are drunk, I can't understand a word. Like, I was as popular as anything because here I am, the only Aussie in this. It was a pretty quiet little town where I was. I don't remember the name of it. And I'm in there and we're drinking away and they're just talking to me and I had no idea what they're talking about. The accent was so thick. It was like, wow. Just, yeah, right, yeah, okay, mate, yeah. And they just incredible accent. I had no idea what they were on about. They probably didn't know what I was talking about either. From Sydney, Owen, yes. It looks like a really nice day in Sydney. Oh, there's a little bit of cloud out there. No wind at all. The birds are still waking up. Hugh Gordon, hello, welcome. Welcome, mate. Try and catch up on chat, so you probably came in a while ago. Jeff saying hello, Ozzy, how are you? Everyone's saying hello to Hugh. Everybody says hello to everybody because everybody's nice. Bitumen's for waterproofing. Oh, roofs, is it? Right, well, bitumen here is a road surface. So we drive on the bitumen. How's that? Completely different. What's got Jeff Donahue? All fine, well, buddy, how are you? Yes, good. Evening, moving down. Yeah, there was quite a few videos came out for my before my live stream. I will go back to the normal 6 hour later start, although this seems to be okay. Maybe it's better to start at this time. I don't mind getting up at 5 o'clock on my day off. You know. There we go. Moving down the chat still. How are you guys? All going on? Everyone's saying hello. Like the Smalls, Hugh. Very good. And Hugh says up in Inverness, and the lock-ins still exist. Okay, Inverness. Yeah. Really nice up there, and the mountains up there. Snow. Something or other. The name was a while ago. Great place. Here we go. Pit Stain. Thanks for the comment, Pete. Live streams are Friday at 9 p.m. and Sunday 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I won't be on this weekend as the parents are visiting. Oh, well, that's no reason. You know. Then again, yeah, probably. If that were the case, I'd be the same. It's clear and sunny above the clouds. Yes, that's. Thanks, Bilge. He's just got a report from the pilots flying over us that it's clear above the clouds. Hang on to that tree, Alex. Yeah, he is. Watch out for those bunyips. Man, how would you be when you see? That's right, tarmac is for roads. Well, no, we say tarmac is what aircraft land on at the airport. That's a tarmac. We don't call that tarmac on when referring to roads. So, but I see, yeah, a tarmac is what an airplane lands on. A runway is runway tarmac. Strange. It's like in the US. So many mistakes I made over there just talking. Like you go in a shop and ask for Coke, you'll end up getting arrested. Or you get some funny looks. You've got to actually say Coca-Cola. You've got to say the whole word. Don't shorten the word like we're famous for doing. Or you go into a supermarket and you want to get a trolley. People look at you, what? Because I think if I'm right, a trolley is a tram like they have in Boston. You can hop on a tram, which is called a trolley. Yeah. And chips, you want to buy, can I get some chips? You've got to say fries, because if you get chips, you'll end up with a packet of crisps. Yeah. Anyway, in America, where they drive on the wrong side of the road, you've got to expect strange things. 10 dead trees have fallen into 2 others. Oh, and that's sad. Jeez. All right, moving on. Mr. Golden V, hello. G'day, mate. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. I'm trying to attract people because I've got so many more subscribers since this Yamato has started up. I've been going for 2 years on YouTube now, and for 2 years it's building up, going well. And I'm at 3,500 subscribers. Fantastic. But 1,000 of those subscribers came just in the last 28 days. Wow. Yeah. And it's still going up. So, we're still, I think I just looked, 3,564, heading up for 4,000, I got to catch up to Jason from Model Kit stuff. I've been always comparing myself to him, and I've always been like 1,000 to 1,500 behind him. And I'm thinking, my goal is overtake Jason on subscribers. I'm glad he's not on, or is he? He might watch this. But we've done some good stuff with the Queen Mary 2 up there. We both did that build together, along with Stephen Payne, who was the actual designer of the ship itself. That was a fantastic series. Jace, you gotta get on with that. You still haven't finished that ship, eh? What's going on? Sorry. He's got a lot on his plate. Get through the potholes. Oh, potholes. Tell us about potholes. My God. Tarmac is melty in hot climates. Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been on a road where it was so hot that it popped the tires on the 4-wheel drive we were in. So I don't know if I mentioned this quick story, but when I was in Egypt, traveling across the Sahara Desert from where was it? A place called, I have to remember the name. It's right there. Siwa, yeah. So Siwa is sort of famous from where Cleopatra and Mark Antony marched with their elephants when they were conquering the world, and there's an oasis there, the Siwa Oasis. Hoons outside. Anyway, I met up with these other backpackers in this village town. Half them live in caves in the hillside. It's an amazing place. And we hired a driver in a 4-wheel drive. We needed to get back to Aswan, but we didn't want to go back the way we came because getting there was like 2 days on a bus from Alexandria on the Mediterranean. Yeah, it was a long way. It would take 4 days to get back, but we found out if we hire a driver, we could go across the Sahara straight to Aswan in 3 days, 2 nights. So we did that. Anyway, we hired the driver and we got all our provisions and water and food and everything, and off we went. And across the Sahara Desert, there's a road that goes across, and there's probably every 8 hours of driving, 8 to 12 hours, there was a police checkpoints where you'd show your passports and they'd record that you've been through and you haven't gone missing as you go through. Obviously, it's the Sahara Desert. Because the Sahara Desert sand dunes move, they cover the road. So a lot of the time, there is no road. We're just driving on sand. But our experienced driver, he knows where we're going. So he did. And the other reason why he drove on the sand, even when the road did appear, he wouldn't drive on it. Reason being that the tarmac, or asphalt, melts because of the hot sun. And I think I experienced the hottest temperature ever there. It was about 48 degrees Celsius. I'll just whip through. So we went through. We had 4 spare tires, believe it or not, on the roof of this thing, which I thought was a bit extreme, but it turns out we didn't have enough. We got 1 flat tire. Every flat tire we got was from the tire melting because we'd driven on part of the road. Then we got to a point where we got a flat tire on our last spare. We had no more spare tires. So the driver, who didn't speak any English, basically said, that was it. And he walked off and left us. And we just watched him disappear over the horizon, gone. And well, we sort of thought he was going to go get a spare tire, but where? You're in the Sahara Desert. So he was gone. We made a cover over the Jeep with a tarp and made ourselves a bit of shade because there was nothing. And that was when it got to that temperature. After about 5 hours, it was getting to the afternoon, probably about 5 p.m. After we'd discussed who we were going to eat first because we had to survive, we thought if it come nighttime and the temperature dropped, we could start walking. Problem is that the road could disappear under the sand. If we didn't have road to keep following, we'd be in trouble. So we stayed put. But as it turned out, after we were trying to work out what we're doing, and this is before, don't worry about mobile phones or anything, that's not going to help you. Then we saw a vehicle coming the other way. And the guy's in the back of the ute waving his hands to us, all happy with the spare tire that he'd picked up from the next checkpoint, which happened to be not too far away that he got to. So we survived. We changed the tire. We made it to the next place called El Alamein, which is famous during World War II. That's not far from where we were. We were only about an hour or two out from there. If we had a walk, we would have been okay, but we didn't know where we were. So there you go. My Sahara story and hot tarmac. Yeah. And I was with some British backpackers there. There was 5 of us and the driver. And it was great though. We slept out on the sand dunes and saw Bedouin tribes migrating across the desert on their camels, across with salt from the salt fields. It was like something out of the Lawrence of Arabia. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. We're supposed to be talking about Yamato. That was the title for this. I haven't even had a sip of coffee. It's getting cold. Like I was saying earlier, it's Friday the 13th here today. And before I came on live an hour earlier, I'm sitting there was nobody waiting in chat, and I thought, oh no, either someone's playing a joke on me or no one's going to show up for this chat. And it turns out we've got 32. So we're doing well. I see, just caught a glimpse of Dominic in there. How are you? Welcome, mate. We got, I think I found you through Ice Queen's stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think every now and then they put a link in there, but yeah, unfortunately, as everyone knows on Ice Queen, on Sue's stream, I don't get to talk much. I quickly say hello and stick my little truck emoji on there because, throughout that live stream, I'm off doing my deliveries, heading out western New South Wales. I get as far as the furthest point is a town called Orange, just past the famous Bathurst, about another hour on. And Orange, my last drop is 3.5 hours drive back to Sydney where I finish. And then I have my lunch break on the way back. So it's 4.5 hours from there, drive back. Big country here, as you know. So everyone's saying hello to Tim. So moving down, everyone's saying hello to Tim. Keep going down. Tongue in cheek, James. Yeah, good. Moving down, David. Hey guys, no problems. Yamato is calling. Enjoy. Thanks, mate. Thanks for showing up. You're probably already gone because I'm way back in the chat here. Sorry. I'm going to scoot ahead. And James is there. Hello, James. Good on you, mate. Enjoying your videos too, by the way, and your live stream the other day. I just managed to catch that again while I was driving, so I couldn't chat much, but I was watching. It's good. Well, actually, it was a premiere, wasn't it? Yes, live premiere. It went really well. So, yeah, it's fun doing premieres where you can talk to people about what's happening in the video they're watching. Hey, Dominic, welcome again. Paul Price says, last bottle I hit cost me $800 for a wheel. Yeah, see, does insurance cover you for that? It should. It really should. Everyone's saying hello to Dominic. I'll skip through all of that. What's happening here? James says, thought that was Sue farting. No, that's a car. Boy, I am behind in chat. We have a lot of hoons around here, as we call them. Jess had walkies. Good on you. Okay. The birds are getting quieter out there at the moment. So, yes, we have... Paul's saying hello to Nigel, and she's only got little legs. You're talking about Jess? Who's got little legs? Oh, God. Can't be on the roof. It's still on. Can't be the roof is still on. That's right. I don't know. Jay, that's good. Dominic saying hello to everybody. Jess lol. Yeah. Yeah. Probably has a hard time keeping up with Nigel. I don't know how tall Nigel is. She's definitely have longer legs than Jess. Oh God, that's funny. Due to the war in Ukraine, of course, the price of sand went up. Yeah, actually, I heard that something crazy. In Dubai, they import sand from the Sahara in Egypt. In Dubai, there's something about the sand in the Sahara that it's more denser than it is in Dubai, and it's better for building on because they build their skyscrapers in the desert there, but they can't build on that sand. There's something about it's too fine and it sinks too much. So they actually import the sand from Egypt, and they don't have to dig the foundations as deep when they use the sand. But hey, it's all crazy money. Our beaches are still recovering here with the sand from the storms we had last year. There's a lot of them got washed away. Jess got longer legs than Sue, so Mucky tells me. Okay. Careful. Out of the blue, they say. Yes, that's right. And only way she's... Oh no. Oh, take that image away. That's okay. This is not Ice Queen 7 chat here, all right? We're going to keep it, decent on subject here. So, oh, God. Yeah, that was an experience. Yeah, I'm all for experiences. Yeah. You wait on my next one this year, maybe this year. I'm going to go back to Thailand again this year, again towards the end of the year. And last year when I did Thailand, I also spent a couple of weeks in Cambodia. That was good. I've been there before. That was fantastic, but it was nice. This time, I'm hoping to go to Burma. Not sure how their borders are open yet for foreigners due to the COVID and the military government. But if I can, I will try to go to Burma. I've been there before. I got there not long after Aung San Suu Kyi became the leader, and the government was sort of kicked out by the military sort of thing, or whatever happened. And she was running the country, and she opened the borders, and I was lucky enough to get in there early, and I travelled right through. It's fantastic. So I do want to go back because there's so many places in Burma that tourists haven't been to, and fantastic. So that hopefully this year I'll see if I can get over there. Like I said, the sun is really about to come out outside. It's been really good. I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. As usual, the time flies. Nigel, I recommend you schedule a live stream and for your next one. Just don't do it out of the blue. Schedule one, and it'll be really, really popular. Maybe have a certain subject like me, which we hardly even spoke about. Although the Yamato, maybe I should put that video up for the people who missed it. Do you want me to put that video up again for those who missed my Yamato, almost sinking of the Yamato? Wow, look at the chat. I've got to skip down. I've got to skip ahead. Yeah, that's true. I'm moving down. I'm going to throw that video up again because I think a lot of you weren't on when I did it before. All right, so this is what happened to me yesterday building the Yamato. All right, here it goes. Ready?
Okay. Watch carefully. Oh. Yep. I made a boo-boo.
There you go. So, yes, not good. Most of the paint missed the boat. A couple of bits did get on the deck. Most of it cleaned up. So, yeah, it's all good. That will be on. I'll put that in my probably part 8 video when I show the painting. But yeah, I bent the railing on one side, which I've managed to straighten, which is fantastic. And the other spots covered up, no problem. There's one little spot on the rail on that rear stern deck that's visible, but I think if I give it another quick coat of primer, and once the base coat goes on top, it'll be fine. If anything, I can position something over there to cover it, stick a plane there or whatever. So yeah, not good. So that's what happens. Yeah, so I had the camera behind me trying to film up on a tripod on a table. I've knocked the table and it fell over on top of me. Yeah, could have been worse. It's just that this ship was so big, I had no room, nowhere else to do it. And, airbrushing in a spot you're not familiar with, yeah, just be careful. And of course, I didn't have the cap lid on the top of the cup, the paint cup on the airbrush, which I will always put on there from now on. If that lid was on there, no paint would have come out. So it would have been better. Yeah, that's true. That's all true. Been to Mombasa, Kenya in '77. That etched myself into my memory from Daniel Britton. Hello, mate. Yes. I didn't go to Mombasa. I went to Kenya in 2019, just the year before COVID. So I was in Kenya. I went to, well, I think the guys all know this. Kenya, Nairobi, I'm trying to say, the capital of Kenya. I went to Tanzania, all through Tanzania and the Serengeti National Park. Then I went across to Uganda. I went to the mountain gorillas and trekked up with the mountain gorillas. Fantastic, up in the rainforest in Uganda. I rafted the Nile, where the River Nile ends, the end of the Nile down there in Uganda. Rafting on level 5 rapids that I've never rafted before in crocodile and hippopotamus infested waters, and we got overturned twice during the rapids. And actually, if someone reminds me, I could show a bit of video of some of that wild stuff next week if you want. And I also went to Rwanda. Went to the Genocide Memorial Museum, and yeah, I was lucky they opened the border up. There was an issue with Ebola at the time because they're near the border with the Congo, but things had quietened down, so we managed to get a 2-day visa to get into Rwanda. So we did that. Fantastic. Yes, the Yamato is okay. Yes, and so is the camera Jeff asked about. The camera survived all right too, as you see, it's working. So yes, Michael, thanks mate. Cheers. Take care, as everyone's saying. Good one. Uh, so yes, Nairobi. Um, Amazing city, isn't it? And there's a little place at the back of Nairobi on the outskirts called Little Somalia. I don't know if you ever went there, but Little Somalia is like Somalia, pretty much. All the people are Somali, and it's a Wild West, you might say. I hopped on a motorbike taxi and went there. Hopped off at the main intersection. I had lunch was goat and something else I didn't even ask what it was, but it tasted fine. And I just watched from the balcony of the cafe. I was up above this busy roundabout, this street, watching all the traffic and the cars and hearing all the gunshots in the background. And then walking around with my webcam filming stuff. And everyone was fine. They were really friendly people, fantastic. They really came up to me, and being a foreigner and Australian too, um, uh, just had lots of questions and curious and interested that I've taken an interest in them, and because foreigners don't go to that part of town, you know, it's like, walking back around in the Bronx, and years ago. Every city has its areas. Um, don't mess with hippos. No, we got chased by a hippo in Botswana. We went on a canoe thing with the local natives, um, and we pulled up on a little bit of a land mass on this river that we're canoeing through, because there were heaps of spiders amongst all the reeds that were brushing against us, and the girls were freaking out. Like, all these spiders were. Sorry, Sue's on. She probably won't want to hear this. All the spiders were coming on the boat and crawling up all over us. There was like literally hundreds. So they got us over onto this little landmass we got up on, and we waited. And then the guys who were leading us, the locals, they went ahead in a canoe with machetes and chopped away all the reeds that were sticking out of the water to make a path through the river so we wouldn't brush against them and get more spiders in. I'm not kidding, man. Some of these spiders were weird looking things. Apparently they wouldn't harm us. But what would harm us was the hippo that was on this island where we were. Hippos are very territorial. Yes, I'm listening. Yeah, hippos are very territorial, and especially if they've got young around, which this one must have. And it stood over there. I have a photo of it. I have the best photo of it. I'll have to show you. It's massive. And it stood there. It come from behind the bushes and looked at us from the distance. And then it started walking up slowly towards us. Straight away, the guide said, back in the boat, back in the canoes. We were in canoes they were using poles to take us through. So we got back in the canoes and we headed off. And this hippo came off and went into the water, and his head, you can see him with his little ears twitching, was following us. And the guys were trying to move us really quickly, because they'd kill you. Hippos kill more people in Africa than any other animal. And he could have caught us if he'd wanted to, but I think he was protecting young and he wasn't going to go too far from them. So after about a few minutes, he stopped following us and disappeared under the water. That's the worst thing you got to watch out for. And yet you see fishermen along the banks of the rivers with their nets just standing there, and then just like 100 meters down on the corner would be all these hippos just laying there on the shore, sunning themselves, and you wonder why so many die from being attacked by hippos. Mr. Golden V, did you do all your travelling in your youth? I'm old and want to go adventures. Listen, like I said, my last trip to Africa was just in 2019, and the year before I went to Africa as well. So I've been to Africa about 4 times. and I'm not young. I went with a company called Intrepid, and they do what they call basic trips, where age isn't an issue, and you probably find you're traveling with young people, the mixture, and they do trips that are very cheap because you use local guides. We have a overland truck converted into a seated vehicle, safari vehicle. We traveled in that. We All right, so it was 3 weeks trip on this one tour, and I would say of those 3 weeks, we only spent 2 nights in motels. The rest were in tents, camping, with the wildlife. And I mean with the wildlife. I mean, you'll have buffalo walking around your tents at night. You'll have hyenas howling around camp. There's some stories. One day, again, I have a recording, I think it's on my phone, of the hyenas outside my tent at night time, laughing and chuckling, and that there was about 20 of them came into the tent at night. In fact, one of them tried to get into one of the girls' tents, and it actually ripped the side of her door across, and she screamed, and everybody come running out. The guides chased them away, and we had to get the park rangers who came in. This was at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and they were armed with their AK-47s, and they stood around the tents all night until the next morning. It was really unusual for that to happen. Hyenas won't usually attack when there's a lot of like us around, like even if we're in our tents. But what we found out was before we arrived at the campsite, some lions had killed a zebra the day before, and its corpse was still where we couldn't see in the bushes, and that's what attracted the hyenas. So I guess it's better the hyenas come rather than the lions coming back. So yeah, probably too. Humans, yeah. Did you fire your cameraman? Yeah, my cameraman after knocking that down. Yeah, I'm the cameraman. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got another one. Yeah, he's doing a good job now. Cheers. That's the cameraman. All right. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to end it here. It's been an hour and a half. Been fantastic having everybody on. I'm really glad. I'll give you all a chance to say goodbye to everybody and chat. Again, whip over Moss's channel and have a look at his review of this thing. They're from Green Stuff. You can go to their website and have a look, but check out his review. Get over to his and Nigel's for his latest video on the Airfix's 2023 catalogue. Last week I mentioned the Mini Art catalogue was available up on Facebook's. Go to Mini Art's Facebook page and you can get the PDF of their catalogue of all their 2023 stuff. Really, really interesting. Jeff Donahue, by the way, has just put another video up of his tractor build. I'm going to watch that after I watch. I got heaps to watch this morning. Yeah, I've got to catch up with all you guys. So do that. And of course, Ice Queen 7, get over there this weekend for their special boys live stream they're having. Not sure what's going on there, but that'll be great. So yeah, excellent, guys. So thank you all again. I'll have a video coming out in about 4 hours of the ASLAV build part 2. So you'll see the progress of that. And the next Yamato video will be out next week, Tuesday, my time, Wednesday. So that'll be fine. Yeah, you won't see the camera disaster in that video. That'll be probably in the following video. Yeah, so all right, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Paul, for even though you slept in, you still made it. That's good. I'm good to see that. Didn't see Sam this morning. She's probably having a lay-in. It's all good. All right, guys. I'm gonna switch off now, and yeah, it's gonna be a nice day. Unfortunately, I won't be going to the beach. For those who don't know, my surgery went well, but I got stitches, so I can't get it wet for another week. So, yeah, all good. Catch us all later, guys. Bye-bye.